November 20th, 1969. NASA deliberately crashes the Apollo 12 lunar module into the moon's surface to study its interior. The seismometers record something that shouldn't happen. The moon reverberates for 55 minutes. Not seconds. Not a few minutes like Earth would. 55 minutes. Dr. Maurice Ewing, co-director of the seismic experiment, utters words that will haunt NASA for decades. It's as though someone struck a bell. When Apollo 14 repeats the experiment, the moon rings for over 3 hours, and the seismic waves do something impossible. They accelerate as they go deeper, as if travelling through a void. Rabbit Hole! Welcome to the Rabbit Hole Chronicles. I'm Percival Blackwood. Right now, 238,900 miles above your head, hangs an object that violates the laws of probability. The moon is exactly 400 times smaller than the sun. It's also exactly 400 times closer to Earth than the sun. This allows it to perfectly eclipse our star, revealing the corona. The odds of this happening naturally, Dr. Isaac Asimov called it the most unlikely coincidence imaginable. But that's just the beginning of the impossibilities. The moon's density is 3.3 grams per cubic centimetre, 60% of Earth's. If it came from Earth, as scientists claim, why is it so light? Its craters, some 186 miles wide, are never more than 4 miles deep, as if something prevents deeper penetration. It's the only moon in our solar system that doesn't rotate properly, one side permanently hidden from view with suspicious perfection. Today, we're examining why 37 researchers who've investigated lunar anomalies have died under mysterious circumstances. Why NASA destroyed the original telemetry tapes from mankind's greatest achievement. Why we suddenly stopped going after 1972 despite having 3 more missions ready. And why 2 Soviet scientists risked their careers to publish a paper calling the moon an alien spacecraft. Let's start with what science can measure but can't explain. The moon's core is proportionally the smallest of any moon in our solar system. Just 20% of its radius compared to Earth's 50%. This creates a density problem that the giant impact hypothesis struggles to explain. When Mars-sized Theia supposedly hit Earth 4.5 billion years ago, the heavy iron should have stayed with Earth, while lighter rocks formed the moon. Fine, but the moon's density suggests it's either hollow or composed of unusually light materials throughout. Here's where NASA's own data becomes disturbing. During the Apollo missions, seismometers measured the moon's moment of inertia factor, a value that reveals how mass is distributed inside a sphere. A solid uniform sphere has a factor of 0.4. A hollow sphere would be 0.67. The moon, it's 0.39, barely solid, suggesting vast empty spaces or impossibly light materials inside. The seismic data gets stranger. On Earth, earthquake waves slow down as they travel through denser material toward the core. On the moon, they speed up. Dr. Gordon MacDonald from MIT examined this data and concluded, it would seem that the moon is more like a hollow than a homogeneous sphere. Then there are the mascons, mass concentrations of unusually dense material beneath the lunar seas. These gravitational anomalies are so powerful, they actually alter spacecraft orbits. But here's the problem. They're only on the Earth-facing side. The far side has none, as if someone deliberately weighted one side to keep it facing Earth. The moon's orbit defies explanation. It's the only moon that doesn't orbit its planet's equator. Instead, it follows Earth's orbital plane around the sun. No capture theory explains this. No formation model predicts it. It's as if the moon was precisely placed in an orbit designed to interact with Earth and Sun, not just Earth alone. Christopher Knight and Alan Butler spent years documenting mathematical relationships in the Earth-Moon-Sun system that shouldn't exist. These aren't approximations. They're precise to 3 decimal places. The moon rotates exactly 1% the speed of Earth. The moon is exactly 27.322% the size of Earth. The Moon takes exactly 27.322 days to orbit Earth. If you divide the Moon's circumference by Earth's, you get 0.27322. Earth makes 366 rotations per year. Earth is 366% the size of the Moon. The number 108 appears everywhere. Multiply the Moon's diameter by 108, you get the Moon-Earth distance. Multiply the Sun's diameter by 108, you get the Sun-Earth distance. Is it coincidence that 108 is sacred in Hinduism, Buddhism, and other ancient religions? Most unsettling. If you multiply the Moon's diameter by pi 3.14159, then by 100 you get the Sun's diameter within 99.9% accuracy. These relationships use different measurement systems, metric, imperial or Earth days, yet the numbers emerge consistently. Knight and Butler calculated the probability of these alignments occurring naturally. Their conclusion: the Moon is an artificial construct designed to precise mathematical specifications. July 1970. Two members of the Soviet Academy of Sciences, Mikhail Vasin and Alexander Shcherbakov, publish an article that should have made headlines worldwide. Is the Moon the creation of alien intelligence? They weren't conspiracy theorists. They were respected scientists, building on work by Iosif Shklovsky, the Soviet Union's leading astronomer. Their hypothesis: the Moon is a hollowed-out planetoid, artificially placed in Earth orbit eons ago. Their evidence: the Moon's two shallow craters suggest a reinforced hull beneath the surface dust. The Maria, lunar seas, on the near side could be repaired hull breaches filled with metallic lava. The refractory metals found in lunar rocks, titanium, chromium, zirconium, are used in aerospace construction. Moon rocks contain processed metals like brass and mica, along with uranium-236 and neptunium-237, elements that don't occur naturally. The Western response was silence. NASA never formally addressed their paper, but privately, documents released decades later show American scientists were alarmed enough to convene classified meetings about Soviet lunar intelligence. Vasin died in 1973, officially of heart failure. Shcherbakov disappeared from public life in 1975. Their research was never followed up in Soviet journals. Apollo 17 landed on the Moon in December 1972. Then abruptly we stopped. Apollo 18, 19 and 20 were cancelled despite hardware being built and crews selected. NASA's explanation: budget constraints. But the numbers don't add up. Cancelling those missions saved $42 million. The hardware alone cost $500 million. It's like buying a car, driving it once, then junking it to save on gas, unless we didn't stop. In 2007, William Rutledge emerged on YouTube claiming to be an astronaut on Apollo 20, a classified mission to investigate a crashed spacecraft on the far side. His details were specific. Launch date: August 16, 1976. Crew included himself, Soviet cosmonaut Alexei Leonov, and Leona Snyder. Their target: a cigar-shaped object in Delport crater, photographed by Apollo 15. Rutledge described recovering technology and a humanoid body they called Mona Lisa, a female with features suggesting genetic engineering, tubes connected to her nostrils, and a third eye. His videos were removed within days. Rutledge vanished. But Leonov, when asked about Apollo 20 at a 2010 conference, didn't deny it. He smiled and said, "Some stories shouldn't be told." I believe we went to the Moon, but not the way they told us. The footage America watched on TV was directed by Stanley Kubrick, hired to create backup footage in case the real transmission showed something problematic. What aired was carefully edited theatre. What actually happened was classified. Consider the evidence. The original telemetry tapes from Apollo 11 to 14 tracks of irreplaceable data were accidentally erased and reused. The soil in photos shows sharp footprints as if in damp sand, impossible in the moon's moisture-free environment. Radio communications that should have 2.6-second delays often show instantaneous responses. Identical background hills appear in photos supposedly taken miles apart. The flag waves after the astronauts stop touching it, impossible in a vacuum. But most damning, in 2006, NASA admitted they no longer have the technology to go to the moon. They destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back. You don't destroy blueprints for mankind's greatest achievement unless those blueprints would reveal something you can't explain. Carl Wolf, Air Force Sergeant, NSA, testified in 2001 that he saw photos of structures on the far side, found dead in 2018, accidentally struck by a train while cycling. Bill Cooper, Naval Intelligence, wrote in Behold a Pale Horse about the lunar base and alien mining operations, predicted his death on his radio show, shot by police in 2001 during an arrest attempt. James Forrestal, First Secretary of Defense. After speaking privately about captured non-terrestrial technology, fell from a 16th floor window in 1949. Ruled suicide. James McDonald, atmospheric physicist, after testifying to Congress about UFO evidence, found dead in the desert in 1971. Ruled suicide. This list continues for 33 more names. Astronomers, NASA contractors, military personnel, all investigating lunar anomalies, all dead from accidents, suicides, or sudden illnesses. The Zulu of South Africa say the moon was brought here by two brothers, Wawan and Mapanku, the water brothers with scaly skin. They hollowed it out like an egg and rolled it across the sky into position. Before its arrival, Earth had no seasons, was shrouded in water vapour, and was a paradise. After the moon came, the Great Flood began. The Greeks wrote about the proselenes, those who came before the moon. Aristotle and Plutarch treat them as historical fact, not myth. The Colombian Chibchas have similar traditions. So do the Finns, the Tibetans, all describing a time before the moon and cataclysmic changes when it arrived. Could these be racial memories of real events? After years of research, here's what I can tell you with certainty. The moon exhibits characteristics that, individually, might be dismissed as coincidence. Collectively, they form a pattern that defies random chance. Its density suggests hollow spaces. Its orbit defies capture mechanics. Its size creates perfect eclipses that shouldn't exist. Its mathematical relationships form messages in multiple number systems. Its craters are uniformly shallow. Its far side is inexplicably different. Its rocks contain impossible isotopes. NASA destroyed evidence. Witnesses died. The Soviets went silent. We stopped going. Private companies attempting lunar missions experience unprecedented failure rates, 67% compared to 5% for Mars missions. Two explanations remain. One, this is the most extraordinary series of coincidences in the known universe, and everyone who notices ends up dead by sheer bad luck. Two, the moon is exactly what it appears to be, an artificial satellite placed with mathematical precision to stabilize Earth's axis, generate tides, and enable complex life to evolve. The question isn't whether it's artificial, but who put it there and why. I can't prove the moon is artificial, but I can prove the official story is incomplete. Science dismisses witness testimony as anecdotal, while accepting theories that require more faith than any religion. They tell us the moon formed from a random collision, just happened to end up the perfect size and distance for eclipses, just happened to lock one face toward Earth, just happened to stabilize our axis at exactly the right angle for life, just happened to generate exactly the right tidal forces for evolution. That's a lot of just happens. Tonight, go outside. Look up at that perfect silver disc, the same disc that every human who ever lived has seen, the same disc that controls our tides, our months, our myths. And ask yourself, does that look natural to you? Or does it look like something designed, something placed, something with a purpose we're not supposed to understand? The moon still rings when struck. The question is, who's listening? And perhaps more importantly, when will they answer? Until next time, this is Percival Blackwood for the Rabbit Hole Chronicles, reminding you that the most dangerous conspiracies aren't the ones they hide. They're the ones hanging right above our heads every single night. Look up, but be prepared for what might look back. The Rabbit Hole Chronicles is an independent production. We investigate what others won't, question what others accept, and sometimes we find that the real mystery isn't what we don't know, it's why we're not supposed to ask.